Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the movie, The Dude in Me. Tough gangster Jang Pan-soo is used to solving most problems the old-fashioned way, with force and threats. He is about to pull off a huge deal, but first he needs to grab a bite to eat. However, Pan-soo only eats a couple of spoonfuls of noodles and wants to pay. A modest high school student sitting at the next table, Kim Dong-hyun, eats 5 bowls of noodles and says he forgot his wallet at home. The owner asks the gangster to pay for the boy and promises to give him an unforgettable gift in return. The gangster is shocked that the kid ate so much. Pan-soo can't drive his car because a garbage truck is blocking the road. At that moment, Dong-hyun tries to get his sneaker, which some bullies threw onto the antenna, off the roof. The schoolboy slips and falls right on top of the gangster. Both are taken to the same hospital. Pan-soo regains consciousness and goes out into the corridor. The man is surprised that those around him call him a schoolboy, but his surprise reaches its limit when the gangster finds himself lying in the next ward and sees a young boy in the mirror. The doctor explains to the patient and his father that this is a temporary effect due to memory loss. The gangster comes home, but his wife, Seo-yeon, does not believe that the chubby student is her husband and calls security. Pan-soo is taken to the police station and fined. He returns to the hospital and jumps on the boy's body several times, but nothing happens. The gangster's assistant, Man-chul, sees the schoolboy harassing his boss and warns him to beat up the hooligan if he shows up here again. There is no way out. Pan-soo decides to stay in the student's shoes for now and goes to his home with his father. His father wants to find out who drove his son to the roof, but the boy confidently declares that he will figure it all out himself. In class, Pan-soo notices that his classmates are looking at him maliciously. In the cafeteria, bullies force Han, Dan-ong's friend, to serve them and tease their classmate, Oh Hyun-young. Pan-soo yells at them to stop, and the insolent boy threatens to deal with him after class. The bully waits for the boy and threatens to beat him up. But Pan-soo is not afraid of anyone and beats up the bully himself. The bully is surprised that the eternal loser puts up such a fierce fight. Another bully runs up and also gets slapped, and Pan-soo calmly walks away. In the bathroom, the fat guy shows his strength to the bullies again. Seeing photos of Dong-hyun's humiliation on one of the bullies' phones, he takes the phone. At home, Pan-soo finds a video on the phone showing the bullies mocking Dong-hyun on the roof, and he falls right on top of the gangster. Pan-soo goes with Hen to the leader of the bullies and returns the phone, warning him that he has made a copy of the video from the roof. Pan-soo returns to the hospital and finds his assistant Man-chul there. The boy reveals a bunch of facts about the man that only he knows, and the gangster finally believes that he is his boss. Man-chul explains that he is constantly in the hospital because another gangster, Yang, wants to kill Pan-soo. It seems that the order comes from the mafia boss. Near the school, Oh Hyun-young's classmate drops a teddy bear. Pan-soo catches up with the girl and returns the toy to her. The gangster is surprised when he sees the girl's mother, Oh Mi-sun, whom he courted in his youth and loved deeply. Pan-soo pulls a lock of hair from Hyun-young's head and does a DNA test, which reveals that his classmate is his daughter. The gangster decides to clean up his act and take up sports in order to befriend his daughter, whose existence he was unaware of, and protect her from school bullies. He gives Hyun-young a gym membership, and the two train hard with a professional fighter. Pan-soo tones the teenager's flabby body and teaches his daughter to stand up for herself, even though she has no idea of his intentions. A little time passes, and the gangster looks simply gorgeous in his young body. He gets a trendy haircut, switches from glasses to contact lenses, and attracts the admiring glances of many schoolgirls. Pan-soo is happy for his daughter, who can now stand up to the school bullies. Mi-sun thanks the guy for helping her daughter believe in herself and treats him to noodles. When 3 drunk patrons start to be rude to the owner, the schoolboy rushes at them and deftly beats up the adult men. Pan-soo tells Mi-sun the truth that he has switched bodies with his student, but the woman does not believe him. Then the gangster reveals facts about Mi-sun that only her former lover could know. Finally, the hostess realizes that the guy is telling the truth. She is very angry with Pan-soo for abandoning her. Mi-sun yells at him to get out and not to dare come near their daughter. At school, Hyun-young asks her classmate why her mother forbade them to talk to each other, but Pan-soo avoids answering. A handsome student, Min-woo, approaches them and invites the girl to a party at his luxurious mansion. Hyun-young happily agrees, because as an outcast, she has never been invited to parties before. Pan-soo persuades Mi-sun to meet with him, and the gangster apologizes for causing his beloved so much pain and suffering. The woman shouts that it's too late to apologize, because for many years the man didn't even remember her and is about to leave. The guy catches up with her and kisses her. Mi-sun wants to take impudent person to the police, but at that moment, Hyun-young, who was serving the hooligans at the party, calls and says he heard that they want to do something very bad to Hyun-young. The gangster gets in the car and rushes to the mansion. When Pan-soo runs inside, he sees Min-woo bullying his daughter, while the others prevent her from escaping. The gangster quickly deals with the crowd of thugs, and the trained Hyun-young delivers several powerful blows to Min-woo. The others don't dare to attack, and the couple calmly leaves the mansion. Manchul explains to Pan-soo that Yang framed him and told the mafia boss that he stole $3 million from the mafia. In addition, while Pan-soo was in a coma, Yang had an affair with his wife. Pan-soo then offers the mafia boss a letter through Manchul, revealing the whole truth. Hyun-young asks Pan-soo out on a date. The guy can't think of anything better to say than that he loves her mother. The shocked girl runs away. Dong-hyun finally regains consciousness in the gangster's body when Yang enters the room to kill his rival, but the latter regains consciousness. The gangster falls from surprise, hits his head, and loses consciousness. Dong-hyun rushes home to his father, but he doesn't believe that the man in pajamas is his son. At that moment, Pan-soo comes in and explains what happened to him. The guys decide to help each other and come up with a plan. The two go to Mi-sun and lie to her that they have switched bodies again. At that moment, Yang bursts into the cafe with his thugs. Pan-soo tells Mi-sun and Dong-hyun to hide in the kitchen. The mobsters attack the guy, but he quickly throws them all aside. Then Yang gives the command to his main fighter, a martial arts master, and he fights Pan-soo on equal terms. When the guy starts to win, Yang hits him on the head with a fire extinguisher, and he falls to the floor. Mi-sun opens a gas cylinder and threatens to blow everyone up, which forces the gangsters to leave. After many years of separation, the woman is finally ready to forgive her daughter's father. The mafia boss calls his daughter Seo-yeon, who is married to Pan-soo, and shows her a letter from her husband. In it, Pan-soo reveals the evil plot of Yang and Seo-yeon to murder her husband and seize power in the criminal organization. The boss summons the gangster, whose body is still inhabited by the mind of a schoolboy, Dong-hyun. The father decides to deprive his deceitful daughter of her inheritance and bequeath everything to Pan-soo. However, Dong-hyun has his own ideas and refuses the fortune, saying that it is time for him to finally devote himself to his family. Surprisingly, the gangster thanks the schoolboy for freeing him from a difficult time. At that moment, Seo-yeon decides to take revenge and rushes at the men at full speed. Pan-soo pushes Dong-hyun away and takes the full brunt of the blow. The guy is taken to the hospital in serious condition. The gangster confesses to Hyun-young that she is his daughter and loses consciousness. Dong-hyun, who is nearby, also faints. In surgery, Pan-soo operates on the woman from the cafe who made him switch bodies with the schoolboy. 6 months pass, and the guys switch bodies again. Dong-hyun is discharged from the hospital and returns to school, where his classmates greet him joyfully and the girls look at him with adoration. However, he is only interested in Hyun-young. Yang is sent to prison, and Pan-soo and Mi-sun decide to start all over again. The former gangster buys a cafe for his beloved, where he, Dong-hyun's father, and Manchul all work together. That's where the movie ends. Thank you all for watching.